Most NBA players share a same goal. They want to build around a star. They want shooters. They desire space. They seek versatile guys that can do everything. In the present era of analytics, teams understand which skill sets are valued and which are not. Despite this, there are a few players whose performances make you wonder what in the world is going on. This guy's game is really odd. I'm not saying it's horrible, but it is unusual in a way that contradicts the common trend. In this video, we'll look at some of the oddest NBA players. Kyle Anderson continues to perform at his usual speed and tempo. Kyle Anderson. You're probably not surprised that Kyle Anderson appears in this video, but you might be surprised that he still plays major minutes on an NBA squad. When Anderson entered the NBA back in 2014, it was during a different period, an era where every single team coveted highly athletic, versatile wing players because everyone started to realize if you want to win, you need skilled wing guys who can play and defend numerous spots. So as a 6'9" small forward with a 17-inch vertical, Kyle Anderson was the opposite of everything the position represented. He was slow. And by slow, I don't mean slow as in running speed. He was slow. He made every move, shot, dribble, and pass. It appeared he was playing basketball in slow motion. That's how he got his moniker, Slow Mo. If you saw a random highlight of Kyle Anderson and ignored the jersey he was wearing, you'd have no idea which year it was from. It doesn't matter whether he's 21 or 32. His playstyle appears same. His game is so weird and distinctive that he has essentially become a meme over the years. However, despite his lack of quickness, Anderson possesses numerous above-average NBA grade qualities. You have to remember that when he first entered the league, his court vision and size were comparable to that of Magic Johnson. I mean, it's a stupid comparison, but he was a 6'9" excellent quarterback with an extremely high IQ. Joining the Spurs as a rookie was the best thing that could have happened to him, as they prize players with high IQs. Greg Popovich said this about him, quote, "He's a rookie, a hard-working young man, but still a rookie. He has a lot to learn, but he works hard and is a lovely kid. I believe he knows how to play. He's a bright child. Smart is a good thing." He even compared young Anderson to another teammate, Boris Diaw. He saw his potential as a point forward who can break down a defense, not with his initial step, but by spotting a passing lane before anybody else does. His slow motion style of play has a purpose because his eyes and mind are moving at 100 miles per hour. Playing slowly can sometimes be advantageous since when he comes at you down the court, it's deceptively difficult to guard him due to his slowness. You have no idea when he'll make his move. He fought his way through them. Despite being regarded as a joke player for more than a decade, Anderson continues to play. Teams still admire his high IQ and good basketball instincts. The Warriors once referred to Gary Payton as the tallest 6'2" player they had ever seen, and that's because if anyone plays above his height, it's Gary Payton.
Jokic has GP2, and GP2 sent him away!
At first impression, the dude had the build of a conventional point guard. However, his entire skill set is that of a classic power forward. He sets screens for his guards before rolling to the hoop like a big guy. When he's not doing that, he plays in the dunker position, similar to Aaron Gordon on the Nuggets. If there is a location that historically taller players have taken advantage of, you have this 6'2" guy executing it exceptionally effectively. Payton excels in this role, leading the league in two-point percentage in 2021 and 2022. He made more than 75% of his two-pointers, which was greater than Rudy Gobert and Jarrett Allen, both 7-footers who score almost exclusively near the rim. Can you image someone 6'2" performing the same thing but better? Since that season, no other player has matched Payton's two-point percentage. What's more impressive is that Payton went undrafted and didn't join the Warriors until he was about 28 or 29 years old when he discovered his specialty. His prior teams viewed him as a lost cause, which makes sense. He was a point guard who couldn't shoot or pass and had high school level handling. It's only natural for an undrafted point player with absolutely no point guard abilities to drop out of the NBA so quickly. However, the Warriors saw something in him. This unusual skill set not only rescued his career, but also propelled him to the status of one of the most efficient guards in basketball history. Also, having a reputed 39-inch vertical obviously helps, but it's his ability to position himself and identify holes in the defense that counts. Where he sneaks through is what makes him such a unique talent on a team like the Warriors, which focuses on finding the open man. It was the ideal moment for him to shine like no other. Joshua Hart. There are extremely few players who are 6'5" or shorter and have averaged more than 7 rebounds per game across their careers. Josh Hart is on the list. Josh Hart, like Payton, did not demonstrate exceptional guard skills from the time he entered the NBA as a Laker to the Knicks. The distinction between him and Payton was that everyone knew what Josh Hart was good at. It simply didn't know how to incorporate him into a roster and maximize his potential in the present era. Teams want their primary shooting guard or small forward to be able to routinely make three-pointers. While Hart's shooting has improved throughout the course of his career, opponents have often left him wide open due to spacing concerns with every team he has played for. But the Knicks needed someone like him. He had more energy and hustle than any other player at his position. The term heart over height undersells it. The guy symbolizes resilience. After being moved around to 3 different teams over his first 5 years, Hart never changed who he was and continued to do what he was good at. I saw it firsthand during the 2023 playoffs when a tiny Josh Hart annihilated the Cavs on the boards. Then in the 2024 playoffs when he averaged over 12 boards each game against the Sixers, he had the most rebounds of any player in the series. He repeated it the following round against the Pacers. When a reporter asked him, "How do you do this? How do you out-rebound everyone? You're 6'5". To which Hart replied, "Simply glance at the ball. Flight evaluated whether it was going front rim or back rim by how short it was. If it hits the rim and bounces back, or if it hits the hoop and hits the backboard, it will come off. It's just instincts attempting to judge it and go after it." People have always believed that rebounding is mostly effort, but Hart has a detailed flowchart in his thoughts. That's why it always appears that he's at the right place at the right moment. To add to this, he began developing his rebounding ability, for example. He wasn't always a fantastic ball handler, but he's improved on it recently because it benefits his squad much. When he gets the board and quickly initiates the fast break, most excellent rebounders cannot handle the ball while pushing it up, but Hart can. Instead of being compelled to change, Hart was given the freedom to simply be himself, which is all he needs to accomplish. Naz Reid, the former 6th man of the year and Minnesota's best running joke. Naz Reid is a revelation, both on and off the court. On the surface, you see a muscular 6'9", 260-pound big man. He was significantly overweight when he first joined the league. However, despite being a consensus 5-star recruit and the 12th best player in the country in 2018, he went undrafted. Some say it was because of his bad freshman year at LSU and even worse March Madness performance, but I don't think so. It was primarily due to being out of shape during the draft combine. He was found to have 14% body fat, the highest of any player at the 2019 combine. With his huge physique, one would expect him to be a bruiser, someone like Zach Randolph, a bulky power forward who forces his way to the basket. No, that is not who Naz Reid is. He's a 3-point specialist who can face up and create his own shot off the dribble. 49% of his field goals come from collecting shots, 15% from pull-ups, and only 8% from post-ups. His shot package is comparable to that of a shooting guard, not someone who stands 6'9" and 60. He's not a terrific post-up player, therefore he doesn't do it often and prefers to shoot off the rim. His unusual but distinct skill set has been a big help to the Wolves' success in recent seasons. Everyone discusses Anthony Edwards' rise to superstardom and the Wolves' defense, but when Naz Reid comes off the bench, he is a matchup nightmare. Reid fires deep. He's so tall and has such a rapid release. You should place a taller person on him so he doesn't get an easy look. However, you need your tall guy to stay up with him as he takes you off the dribble. Most players, his height can't keep up with him. He has also led all centers in total three-pointers made for the past 3 years in a row, and he does so off the bench. His defensive effort has ranged from awful to somewhat competent.